I had a talk, and a good talk with a very good friend of mine, a lady friend of mine, who is on oxygen. And she has to have oxygen, according to her doctor, for the rest of her natural life because she has some upper respiratory issues, lung problems. And the woman has never been a smoker. Okay? Now, listen to me very, very carefully. I am not a medical doctor with a license hanging on the wall. I'm not. But I study the world that I live in, and I have been doing this for some decades. Now, with that said, I don't want you to go against your doctor's advice or their diagnosis necessarily. But what I want you to do is to use common sense. Your lungs are yours. They are living organs, and they are, it sounds redundant, but they are alive. Okay? Now, an outside apparatus called an oxygen tank that supplies even more oxygen to your lungs. I understand, but it's external. But are your lungs still living? If they were dead, you would be dead. So they are alive. I told this friend of mine, take that oxygen tank off, take the cannula off your face, set it over to the side, stand out on your balcony of your home or your porch early in the morning, and start taking some deep breaths for about 5 minutes. As long as you can tolerate it, just depending on how long you've been using the oxygen tank. Let your lungs be exercised. You see, when you become too dependent on that outside apparatus, your lungs are not being used efficiently. Even though the diagnosis may have said that, hey, they're not functioning, but this particular percentage, so we're going to subsidize the oxygen through the tank. Ladies and gentlemen, you must use your lungs on your own. Don't get lazy and let a machine take care of your breathing 100% for you. Stand out on the porch where there's fresh air in the morning or in the evening or both, and say, in the nose, out the mouth, and expand your lungs on your own. I didn't say that it wasn't going to be a challenge, because it is going to be a challenge, because you have become lazy and stopped breathing on your own, and you become psychologically dependent upon that oxygen tank. I'm not saying that you won't need that tank on some level, but start to strengthen your own lungs on your own, and start trying to wean yourself away from the amount of time that you use the oxygen tank, and breathe on your own sometimes. Make sure that if there's people in your life that smoke, that they're not in your home. Make sure that you don't spray aerosols, any sprays in your home at all. Pesticides, fragrances, perfumes, don't spray it in your home. Open up your windows and let the fresh air in. Get you some green plants that will emanate, or that will dispense oxygen in the air, and start breathing on your own. Do you follow what I'm saying to you? Okay? Now, this will work for the majority of you that's probably listening to me right now that's on oxygen. Okay? Maybe not all, depending on how chronic your situation is and what your current situation may be medically, because I don't know that. But I'm talking to everyone across the board in general right now. I cannot be specific if I don't know the specific situation. I'm just being general across the board. So start using your lungs, because they were intended for you to use. You follow? This is Brother Teacher.